Welcome, Gunrunner.
Hey everybody, Ratchet here. I'm back with another video for you. This is a video I previously promised that I was going to do, so I've not wasted any time. Thought I'd get it done. It's a nice sunny day, so the light's good in this room. So hopefully you'll be able to get a good look at everything I'm going to show you. Now, as you can probably already know from the title of the video, I'm going to be reviewing the Neo Geo X today. Now, for those who don't know, the Neo Geo X is basically a new Neo Geo system that has lots of built-in games and can also accept extra games on a mini SD card that goes in. It's a handheld and it's also a console, which you'll get to see in a little while. Now, these are being sold in the UK through Funstock and I believe Tomo in the US, and they are an official SNK Playmore product, so they are officially licensed and everything like that. And yeah, I got one fairly recently. I think it's a quite nice bit of kit. So first of all, I just want to show you the box that it comes in. I'm not going to bother doing a full unboxing video because I'm not keen on those. I think they're a waste of time. No one really cares what's in the box, I don't think, in terms of like seeing packaging and stuff. I think you only need to see what it looks like. And this is the box, and I have to say the box is really, really nice. Straight away, as soon as you see the box, you see all the screenshots and everything on it and the logos, and it just, straight away, you think that's quality product. They did a really, really nice job with the packaging. Inside, it's really well packed inside. They used actual SNK stickers to seal the boxes inside and everything like that, which I thought was a really nice touch. And as you'll see, this is the special edition one that comes with an extra game, as well as the 20 games that are built in, which I think you can see there on the back. Get a better look at them. So that's the box, and I'll show you what else I've got. So this is, you just get a little instruction manual in there. So it shows you how to set it all up. It doesn't really matter about that. You also get composite cables and HDMI cable to connect to your TV. I'm using HDMI, so you'll see that in a little while when I get to show you that. That's how the Ninja Masters game card comes. It just comes on with a SD card stuff, a little plastic thing. It's just literally on a bit of card. Nothing fancy, but it does the job. And I also picked up with it, I got the Mega Pack Volume 1. So this is the Mega Pack Volume 1. Really nice beefy case. Reminds me a lot actually of the cases that the original Neo Geo cartridges came in. So that's obviously trying to look like that. I must warn you that my cat is about. You know he really enjoyed being in the last video. So he wanted to be in this one as well. So hopefully he won't disturb us too much, but I know what he's like. He's very inquisitive. So, and another cat's about somewhere, but he has a thing about whenever I'm filming something, he likes to get on the camera. So anyway, back to the Neo Geo X Mega Pack. This has got, I love the way it says 4,041 megs, like the old Neo Geo games always used to proudly proclaim how many megs the cartridge was, and they've kind of done something quite clever there with that. I thought this has got 15 games on it, as you can see on the back screenshots. It's got the games listed on the front. A bit like the actual console itself, there's kind of a mix. You've got some really well-known stuff on there like Metal Slug 2. You've got Shock Troopers, big favourite of mine, Commando Clone. You've got Sengoku on there. You've got some more obscure stuff like Savage Rain and Blues Journey, which is a platform game. There's not really many platforms on the Neo Geo, so it's quite interesting to see that because I've never seen that game before. But there's some really great games on there. You know, and on the console, I didn't actually mention sort of what games are on there, but you've got, you know, again, you've got a real mix. You've got some really well-known stuff like Fatal Fury, King of the Fighters 95, Metal Slug, King of the Monsters, Super Sidekicks, but then you've got some more obscure stuff like Puzzled, and League Bowling, which I love. League Bowling. League Bowling is probably one of my favourite games on there, so I might actually put that on. But that's that. My only one sort of comment really with regards to actually the games and the game selection is there's quite a few notable titles that I think probably should have been on the machine to start with. The most prominent one for me is Burning Fight, the Streets of Rage clone. I find it quite strange that that's not on there. And as you can expect, there are a lot of one-on-one fighters, which is the Neo Geo was known for, just one-on-one fighters. Neo Turf Masters is another one I would have liked to have seen on there. Brilliant golf game. I'm not sure why that didn't make the cut. One criticism though with the games is not so much the one-on-one fighters, you kind of expect to have loads of them, but it's the fact that they've put several of the same kind of series on, like on the console. You've got let's go back to it again. You've got on there Fatal Fury and Fatal Fury Special and Real Bout Fatal Fury Special. Now to me it just seems insane to put all of those on there. You've got 3 Fatal Fury games built into the console, and I just can't understand the logic of having that many Fatal Fury games built into that. And then on the second one's a little bit better because I'm just looking at it, and there isn't a repeat of any franchise. So again, it is quite heavily weighted fighters, because on the console you've got World Heroes, and this you've got World Heroes 2 Jet. You've got a Samurai Showdown game in each one, and this one you've got King of Fighters 96, and you've got King of Fighters 95 on the console. So there is quite a few sort of repeats, Art of Fighting games on both. They're different games, obviously. So what else is in the box? You get this little dongle. I'm going to explain that in a little bit more detail in a moment. You get the console itself. Now, I'll explain a little bit more about how this works, because this is actually really, really clever. So again, you can see it looks exactly like the original Neo Geo systems, home systems. And this button here is just like a menu button, so when you're playing it takes you back to the menu of games. On the front you've got a little open button which you'll see, as well as ports for the controllers. And voila, we open it up. Oh, that's the game card. I'll just show you that because that fell out. So I'll just show you that so you see what that looks like. Now inside you'll see, if you can see that, is the actual Neo Geo X system is inside. So literally take that out, and I'll just try and show you the inside there. You've got a nice soft place for it to lay on. You can see the plugs that it goes into there. So this is the actual Neo Geo X itself, and it's a lovely little thing. The design is stunningly beautiful. It's really well made, really nice design. A lot of people have criticised that the screen's the wrong ratio. And on the original firmware, the games actually used to play in the wrong ratio, but some people might know they have done several updates for this console. The first thing I actually did when I got it was download the latest update onto the console. And that is where this little dongle comes in, because you use that not just to update the firmware on the actual machine, but that is also if you want to just charge the handheld on its own without having it plugged into the docking station. Now the console, it's got, I don't know if I'm going to be able to hear this, but lovely clicky little stick like the Neo Geo Pocket had. Nice buttons, nice and responsive, and as I say, the screen is very good quality, and the firmware the new firmware has it in the right ratio to just play 4 and 3. There is shoulder buttons on the top. A lot of people have questioned sort of why the hell has it got shoulder buttons? What are they there for? Literally, what they're for is like pause, menu, stuff like that. That's what they do. They're function buttons. They do things that the original Neo Geo basically didn't do, and they're there to change things like that. One of them actually does change the screen ratio. If you do actually want to change it, why you'd want to do that, I don't know. Let's turn this on, and hopefully it's got charge. I'm sure it did. Yeah, plenty of charge. And you'll see on top of here as well, actually, is that you can actually just connect this up on its own to the TV. There's an HDMI out on the top. There is AV out on the top, and there's the USB socket. There is also on the bottom volume and brightness controls as you'd expect on a handheld. So, you know, they're obviously useful. So I don't know how easy you're going to be able to see this, to be honest. I might have to, yeah, the reflection's too bad. I might have to do this slightly differently to show you the console itself. Getting a place where this, unfortunately, the sun is really bright in this conservatory, and so I don't think you're going to be able to see the screen. So I will cut back in a minute to show you the console actually running. I'll just show you on there. Hello, Basil. Well, that's where the SD card goes on the side there. Sorry, his tail going in front of the screen. He's a right pain, he is. So what I will do is I'll show you while I'm here is the joystick. So you get this with it, proper Neo Geo joystick. So it looks exactly like the original one, but you can't use the original ones with it because it uses a USB socket to plug in. But you can get more of these. But you can hear nice micro switched action, so controls really well. But what I will see is the buttons are quite loose and flimsy. I wasn't overly enamoured by those buttons. They're not great. And it does feel very light and does feel quite cheap. Although I was quite worried about that because the way it did feel, it does feel quite, apart from the joystick, it does feel quite light and quite cheap. But it does take quite a pounding because my 8-year-old lad, he absolutely hammers the hell out of it when he plays on it. He thinks it's brilliant. He's been really enjoying playing on this, especially Metal Slug. He's absolutely mad on the Metal Slug games. You can't get enough of them. But you know what kids are like. They're probably one of the best tests of how robust something is. And although it feels quite light, it actually isn't. It does take quite a pounding. And another little thing just to notice that I really did like was they've even put on here the old 330 Mega Pro Gear Spec advanced entertainment systems. They've even put like the Neo Geo AES decals on, which is actually on the main unit itself as well, actually. There. So what I'll do is I'll get this hooked up to the TV in a moment, and I'll show you what it looks like actually running in HDMI on a TV set, and I'll also show you the handheld so you can see a bit more about how that works and how good that is. So I'll be back in just a moment with something else. See you in a minute. Okay, I'm back. Hopefully I'll show the handheld now. It's very hard to get a decent picture of this, and now it doesn't seem to want to autofocus. Yes, it's done it now. Excellent. So I'm going to try and show as best as I can. Oh dear. Probably see my hand and everything. So on the screen there, you can see it boots into a menu like that. It's an option of loading the game card. We can go through and load any of the games that are contained on the unit. You can see, just scroll through them. If you want to play the game card, you literally just press the button and it takes you then into what's on your game card. Here. So I'll just show you what the games look like on the handheld. Let's just load that. It takes a while to actually load it into the system, as you'll see. And for some reason it doesn't seem to be doing anything. Typical. I've never ever had this problem before. Oh, it is loading. Sorry, I just couldn't see the bar moving down the bottom. It does take a little while for the games to load into the system. And it's just lost its focus again. Come on, camera. Thank you very much. Focus. just trying to adjust the volume there. Oh, just get to the volume button when the camera's in the way. Focus, please. Doesn't seem to want to focus. That's it. Well, it did focus and then unfocused again. Good work, camera. Oh, come on. Right, there we go. Hopefully you can see it a bit better now. See, the clarity of the screen is actually really good. The sound quality is excellent from the unit. It's even better if you use headphones, obviously. Gives you a bit of an idea of what the unit is like in action. If you press the menu button, you'll see it gives you an option to continue playing or quit. So just move that over and press quit. So with my hand in the way, I'll just put on another game. There we go. Yes, that's a handheld pretty much. Not really a lot else to say. It's a great little thing. I quite often sit there at night, in the evenings, and have a little play on this while my other half is watching something rubbish on the television. It's a nice little distraction. I can play a bit of Metal Slug or a bit of League Bowling or a bit of Mutation Nation, or loads of great games on this thing. It really is. So that's it. Next I will cut again and I'll show you what it looks like actually hooked up via HDMI on a television. See you all in a minute. Okay, so now I've got the Neo Geo X all plugged into the docking station and set up and plugged into the TV via HDMI. As you will see, there's a few moments to come on for some reason. I'm not sure why you get such a little delay. And then you'll see that kind of familiar boot up that you get with the system, like with that you had with the original Neo Geo. Checking we had some volume in there. So again, I'll show you what some games look like. Instead of show you a bit of League Bowling, one thing you will notice straight away is that it does look quite pixelated. Obviously the Neo Geo was a system originally meant to work with CRT TVs, and I think that's probably one reason why you get that kind of look to the graphics. I mean, obviously this is quite a big TV as well, which doesn't help. This will give you an idea of what it looks like when it's actually plugged into a television. It's a game I loved back in the day. I remember playing it loads on the Neo Geo unit when I was on holiday in Falmouth as a kid. So it does let you choose memory card options as well, as you'll see. I messed that up there because I'm trying to look through the viewfinder, so which just means I'm completely messing it up, as you can see. It's a shame because I'm usually really, really good at this game. Tell you what, I'm going to start looking at the TV instead. I'll have to try and look around the camera, make it easier. Slightly better. Right. Much better, because I've now boo. This is rather difficult for me now. I managed to miss all of them. Oh, one left. So frustrating. Done it. Oh, again, one off a strike. Strike. There we go. I knew I could do it. And so when I've been playing this game before, I've been getting loads of strikes. What I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to go back to the menu, which is on the menu button is on the Neo Geo itself. It wants to do it, which it doesn't seem to want to do it. No, menu button for some reason is not responding to my presses on that game. So I'll just turn it off and on again. So I just have to wait a few minutes. So one reason I want to show you some different games, a couple of different games, is I want to show you sort of, there seems to be some inconsistencies between how they look, which I'd like to show you so you can see. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go into the memory card. And I think it's on the memory card. Maybe it isn't. So press B goes back. Game. Oh, that's the game I'm looking for, Mutation Nation. The reason I want to show you this game in particular is because there's a lot's been said about, in other reviews, is about the screen tearing that you get, which supposedly got a lot better with the update that they did. Just putting my blind down to remove a bit more of that glare. It still seems to be getting through. Hopefully you can see that a little bit better now. So on this game, because it's a scrolling fighter, the glare does seem to be particularly bad. The screen tearing seems to be particularly bad compared to some of the other games. It's not awful, but you'll see. I'll just put it on easy for the moment, just so you can see it. Hopefully you'll be able to see it when I start moving. Apparently it used to be a lot worse. I mean, it's not a deal breaker, I don't think, by any means. But you should see it in a minute when I start to scroll the screen. Around the middle. And the top. Yep, there we go. Doesn't always do it, but this game seems to be particularly bad for it. finish this guy off. I could do one of my power moves, I suppose, couldn't I? Oh, they'd let me. There we go. Right, you see it again now. That screen tearing on this game, it just seems to be worse than any other I've played on the system. So I really wanted just to show you so you can sort of see what that screen tearing's like. I mean, for some it might be a deal breaker. For me, it's a bit annoying, but I can live with it, to be honest. And to be fair, I think my Neo Geo X has had more play on the using it as a handheld than it has using it as an actual console. Let's go back to the menu screen. I'm not sure why the menu button's not working on the console, because it usually does. So that's slightly weird that doesn't seem to be doing anything. I'm just going to have to turn it off and on again. One of my cats is trying to get in the room, no doubt he wants to get in the video. What I'll do is I'll just show you one more game before I wrap the review up. So what I'll do is let's put on a bit of Fatal Fury. Just one of the original Neo Geo games is a fighting game, so you've got to put one-on-one fighter on, I suppose, haven't we? Just can see a little bit of what these look like, how these come out. I mean, really, overall, I think it's really, really good. I've been really happy with this. I'm very pleased indeed. I actually got it as a present from my girlfriend, so again, many thank you to my lovely girlfriend Ellen for this present, because it was she heard me talk about Neo Geos many times, and it shows that she does listen to my boring retro gaming waffle. So I think I'm onto a winner there. Good old Bogard. I do special moves and I can't seem to do them for some reason. Which makes me look rather rubbish, because usually I can do his moves. I think it might be the awkward position I'm sitting in to be able to rest the joystick on my leg, is also what I'm doing at the moment. So yeah, as I was saying, oh, there we go. As I was saying, yeah, the console itself, I really like. I think it's a really nice system. It looks the part in terms of looking like the Neo Geo. The handheld itself is really well made. Really nice buttons, really nice little stick, great screen. The handheld itself, I can't really find any faults with, and apparently they've also hacked it now, so they've found ways of putting more games on it and changing the SD cards over and everything like that. There is a little slot on the side as well, so if you did want to do that, there is that option to do it. But the handheld itself says lovely little thing. The docking station, though, is a bit cheapy feeling, same with the joystick. It all works how it should work pretty well, apart from for some reason, say, this menu button not doing anything at the moment. So I'm not sure why that stopped working. But Yeah, I really enjoy it, and to be honest, at the price you can get it at now, where you can pick up the pack with the extra bundle games as well. So I think you can pick it up for about 130 odd quid now. It's well worth getting at that price. I mean, it's really terrific value for money considering the amount of games you're getting on it. And the minor issues aside, with the screen tearing on some games when you're playing it on a TV, to me it's not a massive issue. It is slightly annoying, but the rest of the emulation is good. I mean, maybe they'll sort out the screen tearing at some point with another update. I don't know if they're planning to do more updates or not. But I think if I'm going to give the whole thing a rating out of 10, overall I think it's got to be, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I say plus points, build quality of the handheld, excellent screen, excellent stick. Selection of a number of games is good. Minus points is selection of games. There's a few notable missing games, like I said, Neo Turf Masters, Neo Drift Out, and Burning Fight were 3 that sprung to mind as being missing. Also, you know, the console and the joysticks do feel a little bit cheap, but there's not actually anything wrong with them in terms of functionality. And say the screen tearing issue, which I've talked about quite a lot. But I'd say the positives far outweigh the negatives. To say, I'd give this console a solid out of 10. And if you are a fan of retro gaming, if you're a fan of the Neo Geo in particular, or like me, you dreamed about owning one as a kid but could never afford one, it's a really nice way to get into Neo Geo and well worth picking up.